Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about epsilon closure. NFA is allowed to make a transition without reading an input symbol, that is called as epsilon transition. So in this example also Q0, from Q0 we can reach Q1 without reading an input symbol. So by following epsilon transition we can reach Q1 from Q0. Similarly from Q1 we can reach Q2 without reading an input symbol by following epsilon transition. So in this video we are going to discuss about epsilon closure. So this is the basic step for conversion of epsilon NFA to NFA, epsilon NFA to NFA without epsilon. So in these two problems we need to know about epsilon closure. So epsilon closure of a state Q, any state Q, is a set of states reachable from Q on epsilon transitions alone. So if we want to find out epsilon closure of Q, then we have to follow all epsilon transitions from the state Q, current state Q. So set of states reachable from Q on epsilon transitions alone. So these are the two steps for finding the epsilon closure of a state Q. The basic step is epsilon closure of Q is equal to Q itself. So if we want to find epsilon closure of any state, then we need to add that state first, because without reading any input we may be in the same state. So epsilon closure of Q initially contains Q alone. Then the second step, this is a recursive step. So if there is an epsilon transition from the state Q to state P, means from state Q to state P, if there is an epsilon transition, then we need to add state P also to epsilon closure of Q. So epsilon closure of Q now has P also. So first step, if we want to find epsilon closure for any state, first we need to write that state. Sometimes we will find out epsilon closure for some set of states. So first we need to add all the set of states. Then from each and every state we need to find out the epsilon transitions. Then that should also be added by using the recursive step. So in the second step, if Q is already in E close, if Q is already in E close of Q, then from that state, if there is an outgoing epsilon transition, then we need to add P also to epsilon closure of Q. Now we will see some examples. So example 1, so here we need to find out epsilon closure for all states Q0, Q1, Q2. So epsilon closure of Q0 means from the first step, if we want to find out epsilon closure of any state, first we need to add that state, so Q0. Then from this state we need to find out other epsilon transitions. So we have to check from Q0, is there any epsilon transitions, outgoing epsilon transitions? Yes, Q0 has epsilon transition to state Q1, so we need to add Q1 also. Now we have to consider Q1. From Q1 we need to check, is there any outgoing epsilon transition? Yes, Q1 has epsilon outgoing epsilon transition to state Q2, so we have to add Q2 also. Then from Q2 we have to check, is there any epsilon transition? No. So epsilon closure of Q0 is Q0, Q1, Q2. That is, if we are in state Q0, without reading any input we can reach Q2. From Q0 without reading an input we can reach Q1. From Q1 we can reach Q2. So these are the set of states reachable from state Q0. So E closure of Q0 should be written by following all epsilon transitions. Similarly we can find for other states also. So epsilon closure of Q1, from the first step we have to write Q1 first. Then from the second step we have to check, is there any epsilon transition from Q1. Q1 has epsilon to Q2, so we have to add Q2. Then from Q2 there is no epsilon transition, so these are the two states in E close of Q1. Then E close of Q2 is Q2. First we need to add Q2. Then from Q2 check, is there any outgoing epsilon transition? No. So these are the epsilon closures for this corresponding example. We will see some more examples also. So in this example, epsilon closure of Q0 is Q naught. Then from Q naught, we need to check, is there any epsilon transition, outgoing epsilon transition? No. So E closure of Q naught is Q naught. Then E closure of Q1. First we need to add Q1, then check from Q1, is there any epsilon transition? Yes. So it goes to Q naught. So we need to add Q naught. Then check from Q naught, is there any epsilon transition? No. Then epsilon closure of Q2 is Q2. Then from Q2, there is an epsilon transition to state Q1. So we need to add state Q1 also. Then from Q1, there is an epsilon transition to state Q naught. Then from Q naught, there is no outgoing epsilon transition. So this is the epsilon closure for all the states for this corresponding example. And then we can consider the third final example. So here epsilon closure of 1. So first we need to write 1. Then from 1 there are 2 epsilon transitions. So we need to write, include both the transitions 2 and 4. From 1 we have to add 2 and 4. Now consider 2. From 2 there is an epsilon transition. It goes to state 3. So add 3. So now 2 is over. Now we have to consider 4. From 4 there is no epsilon transition. So leave it. Then from 3, now we have to consider 3. From 3 there is an epsilon transition to state 6. Then now consider 6. From 6 there is no outgoing epsilon transition. So epsilon closure of 1 is 1, 2, 4, 3 and 6. Similarly, we can find for all the other states. So epsilon closure of 2. So first we need to include 2. Then from 2, epsilon transition to state 3. So we have to add 3. Now consider 3. From 3, there is an epsilon transition to state 6. From 6, there is no outgoing epsilon transition. Then epsilon closure of 3 is 3. And from 3, it goes to 6. From 6, no epsilon transition. Then epsilon closure of 4. First we need to write 4. Then check from 4, is there any epsilon transition? No. So epsilon closure of 4 is 4 alone. Then epsilon closure of 5 is 5, comma. From 5, there is an epsilon transition. It is going to 7. Then from 7, there is no epsilon transition. So 5 and 7. Then from 6, first we need to write 6. Epsilon closure of 6 is 6. Then from 6, there is no epsilon transition. So 6 alone. Then epsilon closure of 7. First write 7. Then check from 7, is there any epsilon transition? No. So epsilon closure of 7 is 7 alone. Thank you.